the fun of we're in November, right? We've already passed Halloween. We've already made it past that point. But did you know that most people actually gain 10 to 15 pounds between Halloween and New Year's? And the real question we have to ask ourselves is, do I want to be a part of the statistic? So I'm here today to tell you, you don't have to be, but we do need to talk about some important things to keep in mind, especially mindset. So the biggest thing though is I know it's hard. I know that you convince yourself that this time of the year only comes around once and you want to enjoy it. And if you've programmed into your mindset that you can't have fun without certain foods or the traditions or the typical enjoyment, then you're not going to be fully enjoying the holidays. So you've got to come to a place where you're thinking, fun is not dependent on the food I am eating. So I'm going to help you do that with some strategy. But here's what we need to know about strategy. I don't know if any of you guys are chess players out there. Now, I love chess. I challenge you to a game of chess with me because strategy is what everything comes down to. That's what I am. I am a fitness, nutrition, mindset strategist, meaning I help you go from where you are now to where you want to be, weaving through all of the lifestyle, mindset things in conjunction with the science of what needs to happen. So that's what I do. That's my job. I strategize for people and I help them make that connection. I don't just hand people things and say, here's what you need to eat. Okay. I kind of moved beyond that a few years ago. So you can't just move your pawn anywhere you want. You can't just move your bishop. You can't just move your queen. You can't just throw out your pieces on the table and expect and pray and hope that somehow it works out. That's not how food in your body works. And yes, while it is nice to eat healthy, how many of you guys are upset because you're trying to eat healthy and you're trying to work out and you're frustrated, you're not getting results, you are not seeing the changes in your body that you would expect to see, and it sucks. I know, I've been there. So I need to teach you guys strategy. So that is what I'm going to do today. I'm teaching you 5 ways to strategize how to avoid that weight gain this holiday season. So don't go into it blind. Don't go into it hoping for the best. Come into the holidays with a strategy and you're good to go. Now you can actually go print off these 5 principles of the strategy at powerfoodslifestyle.com/holidays. Okay. David, great to see you too. You're ready to take some notes. Awesome. Okay. So that link, if you do want to go print this off as well, I'm going to drop some additional things that aren't on the worksheet today in this live video. But if you want to go get that, I would say print it off, put it on your fridge, and that's going to be a really great way to keep yourself focused. So with that said, I'm going to bring up my handy little iPad here. All right. So principle number 1 is, it keeps switching on me. Drink 8 ounces of water before you eat any meal or snack. Now, some people say, oh, that makes you feel full and stuff like that. And maybe, maybe not. This is about you learning principles, and you have to go put it to the test for your body. Okay? Keeping yourself hydrated actually helps you identify the difference between true hunger and just a desire to eat, and what I call fixations. Cravings are the body's physiological need for food, typically when we have dropping blood sugar or insufficient energy, nutrients, of fats and carbs in the body, where if we're fueling ourselves strategically, that's when we start to understand it's a mindset issue, which is our fixation. That's when we get more into our emotional programming and we start to realize, perhaps there are some memories associated with this food that I need to address. Perhaps the smell of this food or the taste of this food gives me a certain feeling that I need in my life. How many times do you eat a food because truly it brings you what you think is happiness or comfort? That's why the name comfort food, like that came from a place. Like there is a legitimate connection because the first time you ate any food in your life, the memory cells in your brain actually consolidated the memory of whatever was going on at that time. This is neuroscientifically proven. Okay. Heather, awesome to see you. Yes, definitely watch this later. So we know that the memory cells in our brain are all packaged around every possible food. So when you think like, why is it so hard for me not to eat those foods. I just want you to open your mind that perhaps there is a very deep connection here, that I want you to be a little more compassionate towards yourself. And then again, it's about applying strategies to help us as we're in the process of learning. So step number 1 was drink 8 ounces of water before you eat any meal or snack. Interesting tip, I'll just throw this out there. I actually don't drink a lot of water during meals. And people who eat meals with me have often pointed this out. They're like, you're the water girl. Like, why are you not drinking a lot of water? It's because I drink so much in between meals that food time, that's time for the nourishment to come in my belly. But if you're not doing that regularly, if you're not getting in that minimum 70 ounces of water per day, then maybe that's another place to start, is get yourself hydrated. Your body needs that water. Number 2, how to avoid holiday weight gain. Have a serving of vegetables with every meal you eat. Now, a serving of vegetables is either 1 cup or 2 cups. Okay. Now, it's not to say you're limited to that, but the strategy of it is it makes you think about the connection of some of those healthier foods coming in to support the other foods. I just got off the phone with one of my clients, and she was describing to me how last night, staying up late watching the election, how she and some friends had had some pizza. Now, it was a very thin sliced pizza, but she was in the mindset to say, I need more veggies with this. Yeah, there were some veggies on top, but she was in the mindset, and having those vegetables actually helped her keep her portion size of the pizza down, even while eating a non-strategic food for her body and her strategy. That worked. And she actually woke up with a leaner feeling in her body. She's feeling great. Type 1 diabetes. She's managing like a boss. She's actually in these studies for blood sugar management, and her blood sugar numbers, instead of being in the 300s, now that she's been being coached in the Power Food lifestyle, they're now in the 200s. And it's just fun to see, for me, people take control of their lives and say, you know, it's not about following this perfect plan. It's about learning strategies, how to implement them into our lives. So that's what I want each of you watching this now and recorded later to think is, what strategies do I need to bring into my life for me to succeed? Because every single one of you are different. You'll have different needs. You'll have different training in your life in terms of, maybe you have some fears of eating more frequent meals. Maybe you have some fears of eating after a certain time. Well, I'm trying to teach you these principles because they're proven to work. And trust me, after seeing so many people go through and it work, I'm like, just give it a try. But at the same time, realize that you have your own unique story. And shouldn't you be the one to say, I know what feels right in my body? And when you can get to that point, then you're going to start making better decisions, and you are going to truly be mastering and powering your body. Step number 3, chew slowly and remind yourself to savor the taste of each bite. Don't scarf. How many of you have been guilty of that? You sit down and you just want to go da 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 da. And especially if there's what I tend to see is if there's white flour based cooked things, let's say rolls, let's say breadsticks, let's say any of those types of appetizers, how quickly can you scarf those down? And you've put upwards of 100 to 200 grams of carbs in your body, and you're not satisfied, because carbs are not a satiating macronutrient. Your protein and your fats are. We only eat carbs for brain function and for energy in the body. And anything over that limit of what your body needs is wasted energy. It's causing inflammation in your body. The rest of our energy should be supplemented from fats. So slow down. Enjoy the conversation of the people you are with. Here's a big one. Put your phone down. How easy is it to fork in one hand, scrolling your news feed on the other hand? It's our day and age we live in, and so you have to set yourself up for success by deciding what your rules are around eating. A few rules you may want to think about: sit down. Don't stand up while you eat. Sit down, be present, realize, hey, I'm eating a meal. I'm fueling my body. This is wonderful. But if we're absent-mindedly eating, that's called mindless eating. And when we're mindlessly eating, there's a psychological connection that gets missed. Even if we're getting physiological nourishment, we need it psychologically. For many people, there is a really important part that you have to realize you're getting nourishment. It's like you're soothing this little need to put things in your mouth. So please don't miss that by moving too quickly. That's going to make a big difference. Slow down, enjoy the conversation, and be present. Be mindful. If you're eating alone, look at the walls around you. Notice things. Think deeply. Think about, wow, I'm chewing this food. Can you feel it going down into your stomach? Being mindful of how your body works is going to make a really big impact for you. Learning how to pay attention. My beliefs, my spiritual beliefs, are that the spirit is inside the body, learning how to power it, how to master it, how to control it, how to help it function optimally. But how many of you feel like your spirit and your body swinging and missing, and you're like, maybe sometimes you feel like, I'm a stranger in my own body. And that's something I hear a lot from people. And through these small things, you can start to feel more connected, that you are powering your body because of that inner spirit that you have, your intelligence, your personality, your desire to improve, your discipline, your beliefs, your optimism, all of that inside of you can power your body. But your body's your vehicle for life. And if you miss that point, there's a part of our lives that are going to be underfulfilled because we're missing out on either A, physiological confidence in terms of how you actually feel inside your body, of how you can act. Then we have exterior confidence, which is, do you feel good in your clothes? Do you feel like you're rocking it? Do you like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to feel confident in your own skin. And I know that probably the good majority of you watching this are perhaps seeking to find that. And I know it can be a very sensitive, delicate battle, but I'm so glad you're here because I need you to know you can do it. But you're going to have all sorts of limiting beliefs, all sorts of doubts and fears, and you're going to tell yourself the story that you've told yourself for how long now that you can or can't do something. And then how often do you compare to other people? And you're saying, well, they can succeed and they can succeed and they can succeed, but I just can't. I just can't. Even here in the Body Buddies family, I know I have so many scrollers who look at all the posts and they view all of, my clients or the success stories, and they're like, yeah, that's cool, but I can't do that. So why would I even try? Why would I even put myself in the environment of possible, if not expected, failure? Now that is a part of your mindset that I'm going to seek to change through the launching of my new mental discipline brand. It launches tomorrow, but I'm not here to talk about it. Just stay tuned. You guys are going to love it. It's a podcast. It's a YouTube power session. I'm going to get inside your head if you will let me. Tip number 4, set a cutoff time for indulgences. Oh, this is a big one. I really disagree with the sentiment by other people out in the industry of nutrition and diet who say cutoff time for eating. I'll tell you what, because I work a lot with the emotions around food, there is a lot of disordered eating and thinking and fears that come from that sort of really stringent regulation. So I'm going to ask you to change your mindset around that. Instead of cutoff time for food, cutoff time for indulgences. You can have certain types of food after, in the evening after 6 p.m. So what I put on this paper, which again, you guys can go download at powerfoodslifestyle.com/holidays. Each of my clients are following a strategy for the window of time during which they can indulge. So when it comes to Thanksgiving, we're talking about what's right for them and their strategy. Is there one blanket statement that I can make for everyone? This is about as close as I can get because I know better than most people how different everyone's stories and bodies are. So these general statements, I have to be very careful and assume there's always an asterisk that says exceptions always apply. And oftentimes the people I'm actually working with one-on-one are those exceptions. It's quite interesting just to kind of see what happens from that. After the window of indulgence is over, so we're talking about planning for Thanksgiving, they can get back to their regular feeding of Power Foods lifestyle meals. No evening grazing or late night movie snacking on the leftover pies and cakes. So you set up your own personal time for when indulgences are gonna get cut. And then from there on out, stick to your proteins, your veggies, and your fats. I have so many yummy protein and fat recipes that are dessert based in my recipe books over at powerfoodslifestyleblog.com. So if you want to check some of those out, you're welcome to head over there. That's the type of food I eat all the time. That type of thinking and the strategy is what enabled me to change my body and now hundreds and hundreds of people as well. But it's not just about changing the exterior. It's what my shirt says. It's power your body. It's coming from the inside out. So you have energy, so you feel good. So you know how to make your brain function. That's how I eat every day. I'm like, I know how to eat to power my brain. So I'm thinking optimally. I'm making the most of every single day. I'm achievement minded. I'm productivity minded. I'm all about eliminating distraction. Focus, focus, focus. Make the most of your time to make the most impact. And I want you guys in your circle of influence to be doing this too, because it feels amazing. I can't even describe it. To feel this good, you all deserve to feel that. Last but not least, tip number 5, eat meals and snacks off smaller dishes to control portion sizes. This is huge. You need to downsize your dinnerware, your servings of, never eat out of a bag. Never, 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 never. Put it in Ziploc baggies, put it on a small plate, small bowl. Once it's done, you're done. So you can trick yourself, because if you guys have noticed the size of restaurant dinners, I mean, the plates, they're like this big, right? It's a problem. It's a problem because psychologically you see dinner on a plate, I should eat. Okay? Instead of being like dinner on a plate, I should eat. Dinner on a plate. You start to see where our restaurants have gotten offline. Now, you have to remember the business industry, which is about everything. Everything is to make money, right? And so restaurants, are they truly having your best interest in mind? Well, they might market it as such. But, if they're offering more food at a discount, I mean, you have to challenge the status quo of why things are the way they are. And 99.9% of the time, it's going to come back to marketing. It's going to come back to what people want you to think and believe in order to get your money. This world functions around money. Okay? So be mindful of that. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. And if you are eating past the point of fullness, if you have to decrease your belt, please stop. Okay, you're setting yourself up to feel awful, have bad moods. You're going to have some fluctuating blood sugar. You're probably going to have some tummy troubles for a few days. Just plan to avoid that feeling. You put your fork down and enjoy conversation. You don't have to be eating to converse with people. And if you need help coming up with conversation topics, then pursue that rather than just drown yourself in eating so it can look like you're busy and in the conversation. Oftentimes our food choices really come back to something other than food. We're mitigating emotions. We're trying to cope. We're trying to keep ourselves from talking, whatever that be. So please look at the deeper things behind why. Why are you eating what you're eating? So you guys can go get this PDF. You can't really see it, but go print this off, put it on your fridge. You can go get it at powerfoodslifestyle.com/holidays. Jenny says, I would rather have more health and life for my dollar than more food. Absolutely. And let's face it, healthcare costs, okay? And we have no idea what's going to happen anyway, right? Today is the first day of our new president. So what are you doing to help your body be its best? Take the whole exterior, trying to look good and validation, just take that off the table. Take it off the table. Focus from the inside out. What are you doing to feel good, have good brain function, decrease the chance for creating disease and illness in your body, which inflammation is the root of all disease. Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine. I have seen this work. Now, people like me have to be very careful what we say in front of audiences and marketing. But I will tell you, in cases of fibromyalgia, PCOS, infertility, type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, IBS, Crohn's disease, hypothyroidism, in every condition I have ever seen, and that's just naming the ones that quickly come to mind, there is hope, and that's about all I can say. So please don't give up on yourself. Power your body, one meal, one workout, one day at a time. That's what you have. That's what you can do. Bring strategy into your game of eating so you can avoid the holiday weight gain and feel your best. That's all this is about, is you living your best life. If you want a Power Your Body shirt to help remember, I have both men's and women's sizes for $10 and then just a little shipping costs. So just maybe comment here or shoot me an email over at bodbuds@gmail.com. And you guys have a wonderful day. Share this with anybody who maybe just needs a little pep up, a little pick me up, a little reminder. And David, thank you so much for your comments. You're awesome. Priestess of good health. I love the science. I love what the science plus mindset has done to my body. And I love sharing that and seeing the same feelings of triumph, of elation, happiness, freedom come into the lives of other people. So thank you for being here with me, everybody, and have a wonderful day. Until next time, power your body. One meal, one workout, one day.